you go back to the Lions Club, they'll say, oh yeah, we'll give you that. $1,500, $500. And that's how you bring it up. So these are the kinds of sponsors you can look for. Families and friends are great to have as sponsors. But you can't, any of you have ever done fundraising, you don't want to put all this money that you need, you don't want the family to have to pay it. You want to get it from other people. Schools don't have the money very much either. Although we've got more the money from the government this year from Washington. Maybe. Cities and communities sometimes. I know the team that I helped with a little bit in Indiana, the city actually sponsored the team. And there were 3 high schools there and they all were on the team together, all 3 high schools. Of course, local small business you can get, these are great. I mean, you may not get very much money, but it adds up very quickly if you're getting a couple $100 from your dentist or your doctor or lawyers or local business. It's just like sponsoring a little baseball team. Large corporations are a little harder to get to once you get to them. Usually some big dollars. As many of you are got the Boeing money this year. For other corporations that don't even know it. So you can do a lot with this. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Here are the reasons why they might give you money. For the family and friends, it's pretty easy because they don't expect very much in return for themselves. They see it as positive for the student. For schools, they want to see it fit in the curriculum and make it positive and give a good image to the community, to the school system. So, one thing here. And then as you go up the ladder to cities and communities, they want this positive image to support the city. You want to show them how you can do that they can be proud. The team that I work with a little bit in Indiana, I had one of their mentors was one of my mentors on another team that I used to have. Their city, at the edge of the city, has a sign. You've seen these signs for sports teams, I'm sure. They have been national champs on that team 5 times. And that sign says National Champs, City of Hammond. And they take very great pride in having that team located there. Same thing here. You'll see this over and over, positive image. And in case of small businesses, if you're a client, it's a piece of place you go to and they recognize who you are, and you send kids there. You know, if kids go there after school or after a meeting to have a pizza or to have chicken or whatever it is, go there and hit them up because they know you're actually supporting them already. So, large businesses, you can do the same thing. One thing you're going to see, this is very important potential to recruit employees, and it's something you can bring up with them and say, you know, if you're going to a company like Boeing, the way we sold the whole thing with Boeing, or the way it was sold to Boeing, was that, you know, you want to keep these students in Seattle. We have some of the best and the brightest students in First of any in the whole area. We don't want them to go to college and then get picked up by Lockheed and go to California. We want them to stay here. So why don't you sponsor our teams here, and let's keep that talent here in Seattle. And then it can be a very good corporate image too. And they have to consider it an investment, not a donation. Boeing is doing it. It took a while for it to happen. So you want to put their name. If somebody sponsors you on our T-shirts, we have the names, and I don't have one right here. I should have had one. We put the names of the sponsors on the back of our practice shirt, and you'll see some of the kids here are in some of the shirts. You look on the back; those are the sponsors, and we sell places on the back of our shirt. $250 to have your name on the shirt. So if you contribute $250 or more, your name goes in the back of our practice shirt. It doesn't go on our team shirt. It goes on our practice. And you can do it any way you want. You can put it on whatever. You can make a large poster with your sponsor names. You'll see one of ours outside here. That was from a year ago. And I make a very large poster that we put up, a big banner, that we put up in our pit. So when you walk around the pits, you see, oh, look at the sponsor's name. And of course, that's not $250 to be on the banner. That's $500. So if you gave us more than $500, your name goes on the banner. So that's value added for them. They get their name even more. And then as you go up, you can, to get your name on the robot, you got to give the equivalent of a registration. So for our team, that's $4,000 or in kind. And we have a little bit of, you get a nice big decal on the robot that everybody sees, and it becomes part of your name too. like to talk about that at some point. The name you use in first ought to have your donors, your big donors listed. Like if you look at our name on first, it is Team Boeing, comma Steele, comma Galvin Flying Services, comma AHS PTSA, comma what else we got? OSPI, OMAX, which is another company that supports us not with money but with help, and then finally Aviation High School. So that's our name that appears, and when they call you out, they may actually call out, oh, here's a team from Boeing, Steele, Galvin, and Aviation High School, or from Evergreen. You're going to be Team Boeing and whatever, OSPI. You want to make sure that that's on there so that those donors get the credit. You will see some of these, I've seen some of these that have 20 names on them. I don't know, we tend to only put ones up there that are like $3,000 and above. Otherwise you have too many, we probably do. So, we want to also try to invite them to be a VIP at the event, or be a judge at a local event. So, I want to make, this is really important at the end of the season, you want to make sure you thank them. I cannot tell you any more important thing during this talk than to tell you this is the most important thing you can do. You keep record of how many of all their names and all their addresses. You want to keep track of that. You're going to need it for your T-shirts. You're going to need it for recognition. You're going to need it for your thank you. So have somebody from your group, and that's their job. So a parent says, what can I do? Say, okay, you keep track of the donation. And they keep track of all that. We give out, from our team, we give out a little card with a picture of the team on it, and a little description of how we did to every single donor that donated, from $5 all the way up. As they get, the bigger donators will get a framed picture of the team. And we make sure we send that out. It costs us some money to do that, but in the end, it's the right thing to do, first of all. And second of all, it's something that will net you big rewards the next year. I know we've had sponsors that have told us, we've donated to people years for all sorts of things. We have never got anybody send them a thank you. And they said, in fact, they told us, make sure we're on your list next year for donations. So, it doesn't take much to do this. But it does have to happen after the season's over and we have everybody done. The other thing is for your big donors, ask them if they would like a demonstration of your robot. You can come in. So there are two different ways to get money. One is called fundraising, the other is a grant and sponsorship. These are a little harder to get, but let's talk about both of them. The key on fundraising is you want something with very small investment. You want a high return profit, at least 50%. Better if you get 100% back. And you can do that on any of them. It needs to be friendly for the team. And you need to market to a different customer base, not just to the parent. Because they get this all the time. I think they're at school, we bought candy and almost wreaths and everything. But try to market to a different base than the school. Do you have a question or anything? Okay, cool. You need to have a goal. We have a big thermometer thing, and we cross off the goal, and we celebrate the fact we're moving up the thermometer so that we can get to the different places we need to be. The team has to believe in the goal, and they have to be able to believe that it's reachable, or they won't commit time to do it, and it takes a lot of time. You can, we don't do this, but some teams do this. They'll say, okay, whoever on the team raise the most money in particular fundraising event, there's a prize. In my opinion, for our team, we raise money for the team. We are a team. It's not about individual, it's about the team. So we don't do this, but some teams do it. It's very similar. You need to get everybody involved. And then target your fundraising with specific piece. Like for instance, well, we're gonna target this fundraiser to raise money to go to Portland, or for the hotel expenses in Seattle, or whatever. And then you have a reachable goal. If you have a number like $10,000, and you say, well, that's our goal, that's what we're going for, and you're doing a $500 fundraiser, people think, nah, it's not very much, we're not really getting it. But if we say, okay, we're gonna buy, this is a t-shirt fundraiser, and you get $500, we get our t-shirts with it, and we'll go order them. Well, there they have a nice short-term goal to go after, and they'll work harder. Harder to do when you have that big goal way out.